Alright, so let me preface this video by saying that the majority of the issues I have with the Breville Barista Express is with the steaming of this machine. Now there's also another issue that I have with the grinder of this machine, but we'll get into that a little bit later when we're making a drink. So let's start with the steam. First of all, I have a problem with the quality of the steaming knob. Take a look at that. So the quality of the steaming knob is not great. It's cheap plastic, which is fine, but it also doesn't have a natural stopping point. So when you're making your drinks, you can go from steaming directly to hot water immediately without actually stopping, because there is not that really natural line where you stop the steaming, and that's a problem for me. Now for the other issues with the steam, I have to have the machine turned on, so I'm turning that on now, and let me show you what I mean. Specifically, I want to talk about how long it takes for the steamer to warm up. It's been 10 seconds to this point, and there's still not much happening with the machine. It's taking far too long for the steamer to warm up. It's going to keep going and going and going, and you're just sitting there and waiting. Now, this wouldn't be a huge issue, but if you had already made your shot, at this point your shot would have expired and you would have had a bad shot. Okay, 30 seconds in, it looks like the steamer is ready to go, so we've wasted 30 seconds at this point, which is not so bad, but then when I consider that my DeLonghi Dedica machine, a much cheaper machine, warms up in 13 seconds, I'm just a little disappointed with this one. And now, I've turned off the steam, and I'm timing how long it's going to take for the automatic purging to begin. This is actually a great feature, and it's something that I missed on my last video on the best features that I enjoy about this machine. So I'm timing it here just to show you how long it takes. Okay, so let's turn the steam back on and steam some milk. So this is actually the biggest challenge that I have with this machine, and I wanted to make sure that you are aware of it and you can see it for yourself. What I'm doing here is I'm going to steam about 6 ounces of milk, and I hope you can see that. And then I want to time it to see exactly how long it's going to take for me to steam those 6 ounces. It's going to be a little longer than you think. Take a look. Here we go, we started the steaming. I still can't decide where to leave the phone so you can see the timer, but I'll move the camera here just a little bit closer so you can see exactly how long it takes. Fast forward this part a little bit for you. I'm sure you don't want to sit here and just watch that timer and the milk, so I'll go a little faster now. So that took about 1 minute and 14 seconds to steam that milk. It doesn't seem too bad now, but when you're sitting there, it just feels like forever. Last but not least, let's get to the last issue that I have with the steaming wand, and that is cleaning it. I don't know about you, but it takes me forever to clean the steaming wand, and you really got to use a lot of elbow grease to get that clean. It just, for some reason, the milk just burns and it's nearly impossible to clean. I'll show you a close-up here in a moment to see what I mean from the other side and how bad it looks. Sorry for the camera angle, just trying to give you a close-up of the steaming wand from the back side and how hard it is to clean. So you really got to use a lot of time and force to get that cleaned all the way. Now that we're done with the steaming issues, let's make a drink and talk about the last issue I have with this machine, which is the grinder. Don't get me wrong, it's great that they've included the grinder with the machine, and it's actually a great feature. But the challenge that I have with this grinder and the portafilter holder specifically is that it's built too close to the grinder itself. So when you're getting coffee, you're gonna have to stop mid-cycle several times to distribute some of that coffee and then go back for more coffee. And the reason you have to do this is that if you go at it at one time, the coffee is going to build up so much that it's going to hit your grinder. So when you try to remove the portafilter, a lot of that coffee is going to spill. If you've seen my other videos, you've definitely noticed that I'm spilling coffee, and I call that out. So you're not spilling a lot of coffee, so it's not much, but keep in mind that if you're using good coffee, this can add up over time. And that's the list of features that I don't like about the Breville machine. Now, am I saying that you shouldn't buy this machine? Absolutely not. I still think this is a great machine. Just wanted you to be aware of all the issues that you may encounter, just like I have. So with that said, let's go ahead and tamp that coffee and make a drink. By the way, I'm considering replacing that tamper just because it's a little bit light for me, but I haven't found another tamper that can be attached to the machine with a magnet. If you guys have any suggestions, please let me know. I'd love to know what that is. So today I'm making a cafe macchiato, except today I'm also adding just a little bit of milk first, and then I'm going to add the steam foam on top because I wanted my drink to be just a little bit sweeter. Macchiato is done, so I'll go ahead and add some milk and the foam, and I'll have that drink. I still got to work on that grinder a little bit. I'd like that shot to be just a little bit longer, maybe another 5 to 7 seconds, but other than that, looks pretty good. Well guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you're still considering whether to buy this machine or not, I hope this video will help you make that decision. With that said, go ahead and give me a like, thumbs up, and then please subscribe and leave me a comment.